You're listening to the Sales Chameleon Podcast. Smarter sales, stronger growth, simplified.
Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Sales Chameleon Podcast, where selling smarter starts. I'm your host, Heather Coggins, and today I'm going to be talking about the one resource that you can never get back, and that is time. And the reason why I want to talk about this is obviously it's very relevant, right? We're all living humans, but we live in a world that really glorifies being busy. But if we kind of take a step back and look at it from an honest perspective, are we actually productive or are we just distracted, right? Those are two different kinds of busy, so to speak. And so if you think about it, how much time are we wasting chasing the wrong leads, focusing on unimportant tasks, or scrolling through social media instead of honing our craft? And so in sales, in business, and of course in life, time is your most valuable asset. And unfortunately, most people end up wasting it without even realizing it. And so today, what I'm going to be doing is really diving into why we overlook the true value of time, how wasted time is killing your sales and your business growth, and how a consultative and versatile selling approach can really help you focus on what actually moves the needle in the most productive way. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so I want to start off with kind of the hard truth, which is the silent killer of success, and that is wasted time. Okay, we all, each and every single one of us, all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's all about how we use those 24 hours in each and every day that's going to really separate the people that are more successful from those who struggle. And I want to talk through some common ways that we as humans tend to waste time without realizing it, okay? And I'm not even going to be talking from like a personal life, experience as far as watching trash TV or anything like that. I'm going to keep it more business focused. And so the first is going to come with, chasing those unqualified leads instead of really focusing on more high potential prospects. Secondly, overanalyzing instead of taking action, okay? Far too many people spend way too much time sitting there and just overthinking things instead of actually taking action. And the time that they spent overanalyzing, they probably could have taken action 3 or 5 times over, okay? Another common way we waste time without realizing it is sitting through endless meetings that don't move the business forward, okay? I'm sure you've seen I think it's a meme or a GIF out there that's, someone getting up irritated from a meeting and it's like, this could have been an email. But the truth is there are far too many meetings that truly could have been an email that, people were forced to spend a full hour or more sitting through. And so, if we kind of look at a salesperson who tends to spend a bunch of hours, crafting those perfect pitches for every single potential customer before they even qualify them first. I mean, talk about a waste of time. They think they're working hard, but in reality, they're wasting time on people who are never going to buy in the first place, potentially. Okay, and so being busy doesn't mean that you're being productive. You really need to be very intentional with your time, and that's going to help you be the most productive. And so when we look at, kind of incorporating the consultative approach to use that time to really sell smarter, if you want to sell smarter and grow your business faster, what you need to do first is really stop selling to everyone and start focusing on the right people. Okay, I kind of just mentioned if you don't even know your target audience or your target market, and you're, spending all of this time and effort into all of this other stuff before you even realize, the group of people that you need to focus on selling to, it's not going to work, okay? And so how consultative selling can help save you time is, it allows you to really hone in on asking those solid questions and ask really meaningful questions up front so that you're not wasting time on those uninterested buyers. Okay, you're able to qualify your leads quicker because you're asking those better questions up front. Another way is it allows you to focus on the customer's real needs versus just, kind of pushing a product or a service just because you want to make a sale. And then finally, it helps you build stronger relationships faster, which ultimately leads to those higher close rates. Okay. And so if we kind of break this down into an example where you've got a sales rep who, takes 5 extra minutes to qualify a lead properly, they're going to end up saving hours of follow-up with someone who was never truly interested. And that's time that they're now able to really spend on those high value prospects, right? So they're shifting that time, and instead of focusing it all on one, they're able to kind of spread it out more effectively to essentially get a bigger bang for their buck. And so as a little bit of a versatile selling bonus to this, if you adapt your approach based on the customer, once you start talking to them, you identify some of their pings, you start understanding how they prefer to communicate. Once you're able to adapt your approach, you're going to end up saving yourself a lot of time versus not adapting your approach and wasting a bunch of time on kind of those one-size-fits-all pitches that really don't resonate with certain people, okay? And so if we start kind of bringing this all together and putting this into perspective as far as, okay, bottom line, what is the cost of wasting time in business and in sales? Every hour wasted is an hour that you never get back, okay? That's true in business and sales as it is in life. But where businesses lose the most time is when they fail to define those clear goals and they end up, wandering instead of really driving forward, okay? They just kind of meander around and try and figure out things that work instead of drive forward to a proper solution. Another way that businesses lose the most time is doing low value tasks instead of, actually delegating those processes or tasks to someone else, or maybe even automating some things where it makes sense. Okay. And then pursuing customers who just aren't the right fit just to stay busy. Okay. That is probably one of the biggest waste of time. Because you're never going to end up getting your value out of those people anyways. And a lot of businesses end up making that mistake though, and it ends up costing them time, which ultimately ends up costing them money. And so what you want to avoid is being that consultant who spends weeks, chasing small non-committal clients. And instead what you want to do is really, invest time in more of those high value partnerships that are going to end up allowing you to work smarter, not harder, okay? And so what if you're, kind of doing some of these things that are causing you to lose time or causing you to lose money? What's the fix to that, all right? And I've got a few things that I want to talk through how you can fix that. And the first is going to be to really prioritize those high impact tasks. So if it doesn't drive revenue, if it doesn't drive growth, or if it doesn't produce efficiency, you need to rethink it, okay? Secondly, use consultative selling to help you qualify those leads and really eliminate that wasted effort. And then thirdly, develop a sales system that's going to help you focus on results, not just activity, okay? You want to focus on outcomes, not just being busy just for the sake of being busy. And so, what I encourage you to do as far as, implementing this fix essentially is audit your week, right? Figure out where you're spending time on things that don't matter and then cut or change it up and see how much more effectively you're able to work once you've done that. And so as I, kind of wrap things up and bring this episode to a close, I want to leave you with some key takeaways as well as an actionable item. And so first key takeaway is just to remember, time is your most valuable asset in life and in business. So stop wasting it. All right. Being busy isn't the same as being productive. And finally, consultative and versatile selling is really going to help you focus on what actually leads to success. And so as your actionable item, what I'd encourage you to do is over the next 7 days or over the next week, Track where your time is going. As I just mentioned, audit your week, right? Identify at least one major time waster and then go ahead and replace it with something that actually helps you move forward. That's going to really do it for today's episode. Please make sure if this resonated that you are hitting the like button and that you're sharing this with a fellow entrepreneur or a salesperson who needs to hear it. Also, make sure that you're hitting subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And until next time, sell smarter, use your time wisely, and I will catch you on the next one.